Welcome in episode 56 live. Ramie and Drew. I'm Ramie Mackloff. That's Drew Flaggy. We're a couple of Milwaukee comedians. We talk about sports and whatever other bullshit may come to mind. Drew, you put down the controller. You're gonna pause 2K for the podcast. All right.
I did pause it, and I'm just realizing with my sunburn how the Bulls in-season tournament court made my face even more red.
Dude, can we start there? We're going to get into Brewers Cubs. We're going to get into the NBA playoffs. And we appreciate you joining us live on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. And please follow, rate, review, and tell a friend at YouTube, Spotify, and if we ever get it back up and going again at Apple. But I had a cookout at my house on Saturday, and you had the most ridiculous sunburn that I've ever seen in my life. Like I've never seen, first of all, sunburn that red for starters, and secondly, that pattern of sunburn specifically on your legs where you had it. Can you explain what exactly was going on with the sunburn that was on your legs? I know our friend AJ Grill has pictures. He was taking pictures, and we were having a good time with it. Maybe he can send that, and I'll tweet it if he's listening or watching us right now. But I've never seen anything like that on a white person.
Yeah, so I was wearing basketball socks, so I had the kind of high ankle socks on that went up to like basically mid shin essentially. And then I was also wearing compression shorts with, I don't trust our comedian friends to play basketball and not trip people, not commit flagrant fouls, thinking that it was just normal to do. Like, so I wore my old baseball compression shorts because I'm old too. Like I'm 34. Like, let's not act like I'm young. Although somebody at the gym today did say that they thought I was like 24 or 26. So they shaved 10 years off my age.
That feels good, doesn't it? That feels good. Not to brag or anything, but
like, people are like, holy shit.
I get
but then
they're
like, oh yeah, he plays fundamental and he passes if he doesn't have like a wide open shot. So they're like, yeah, it does make sense that you're old. But I was wearing compression shorts that went down below my basketball shorts. So like the compression shorts went below the knee. So it's like a 6-inch area of my legs that got sunburned. It was like mid shin to just below my knee.
And fucking red. Not pink, not like it was red. Like I have never seen. I don't burn. I'm blessed. I got this what is it? What's the thing in your skin that makes it turn brown? Yeah, that. I got that going on for me. So I literally do not burn. I know people are gonna in the comments or tweet at me, you really should use sunscreen. I've never used sunscreen. I don't burn. I've seen plenty of people burn. Never like that. Listen, never like that, dude.
It's kind of going down. I'll tell you this right now. I've never burned this badly in that short amount of time. Like that wasn't even that hot out. It was a 4-hour window. It doesn't matter how hot it is. You can get bad sunburn when it's cloudy. But I've never gotten that badly sunburned. Like the back of my neck was absolutely the worst. That's what got it the worst. And like that started blistering like that night. I also had heat stroke, by the way. You know when I kind of just powered down around the fire and I was kind of like, well,
yeah, you did.
My girlfriend wanted to stop. She wanted to stop at the High Note. Shouts out to the High Note. She wanted to stop there because
you like karaoke. There. That's the place for you.
Well, no, she wanted to go stop there because one of the bouncers, he just graduated grad school. Pretty cool. Like, he didn't get to have his party a couple weeks ago. So we went to go say hi to him. And, we're friends with the owner. We're friends with a lot of the staff there and stuff. So it's like, and there are a lot of her coworkers, but all the comics know everybody. So like we stopped in there to say hi. I just stood by the water tank and just drank water. I was like, and like, dude, one of the bartenders, like God bless her, like she was like, Drew, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? She goes, because you're swaying in circles.
You were not okay.
I stayed at my girlfriend's house that night. I woke up at like 3 a.m. to go pee. Like literally, I didn't drink when I was at the bar, and I only had 3 seltzers at your place. Like I didn't drink any beer. I ate a little bit at your place, but like other than that, but like, I got
You
up at
ate a
3.
little bit. You ate 3 giant Italian sausages. You ate more than a little bit, and then
Dude,
talked about how you were at a deficit.
I was at a deficit that day.
A
I
caloric
I guarantee you that those sausages did not exceed 3,000 calories. Anyways, if a foot-long sub from Subway is like 950 calories, those sausages were not.
Those
Whatever, I'm
were
not gonna
those
get
were
into
Al
sausage
Capone
calories.
sausages from Robert's Specialty Meats. Shout out Robert's Specialty Meats. They have literally all the pizza toppings in them. They have
Yeah.
all the pizza toppings in them.
It's the best thing. The Al Capones are the
They're,
greatest.
they're so good.
I was
They're
so happy
good.
when you said that every one of those sausages was that. If they were just regular brats, I wouldn't have gone that hard on those.
Dude, people liked them so much at the last cookout. I was like, that's all I need to make.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, people should probably get everything from Robert's Specialty Meats, but no, like I got up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and then I just like sat on the corner of the bed, and my girlfriend thought I was having like an existential crisis. I was like, no, I'm fine. The next morning, I woke up and I was like, yeah, I felt like I was gonna throw up, and she was like, were you drunk? I'm like, I think I had heat stroke. And she goes, oh yeah, that does make sense considering how you were fidgety and you just kind of powered down at some point.
That'll happen.
Yeah. And I have 2 of the same size Yeti water bottles, and my work gave us like another really big Yeti, and I had 4 Gatorades in my backpack. Like it wasn't like I was dehydrated.
Is that sunburn pattern still on your legs? Can you hit? It's weird to ask you to show us your legs on the podcast, but
dude,
can
I'm
you
sitting
show
on my
us your
couch.
legs?
So my end table that I prop this up on, it actually my coffee table actually has a desk thing that like folds up. So it's like way higher up. So
I see.
I could.
Damn.
Now I got sweatpants on, but
that's why you should do yoga. You'd be more flexible.
Nah, you're not.
Yeah, you can't really see it. You can't really see it. If AJ Grill,
I've been putting the green aloe goop on me for a while. I mean,
it's good.
You can kind of get the itchiness and everything's gone. At the gym today, like when I was sweating a lot, though, it did like blister a little bit, and so when I came home and yeah, dude, I've never had sunburn this bad. Like, dude, I told you, I've gotten sick 4 times than I normally do in a regular year this year. I sunburned way worse. Like, dude, age caught up to me. But then some dude at the gym was like, dude, you're like 24.
I woke up sick the next day. I got like a sinus infection or something. I woke up feeling like shit the next day, and I didn't drink that much either. These aren't hangovers, people. I know people are watching. They're like, yeah, you were at a cookout. You woke up not feeling well the next day. No, we're just old, and we get sick and achy often. Well, it's just what happens as you get up there in years.
The crazy thing was, like, I was walking around and I couldn't tell if the back of my calves hurt because of the sunburn or if it was because we were playing basketball on concrete. I was like, I don't know.
It was the sunburn. It was 100% the sunburn.
No, because it went away in a day. No, the sunburn was still there. No, it was absolutely the jumping up and down on concrete. That was bad.
I need to show people this sunburn. If AJ Grill is watching right now, live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, like a lot of you are right now, and we appreciate that. Do what it says on the bottom of the screen. Follow us, like us, rate us, review us, tell a friend about us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Drew, let's get into the thing that we usually convene. Oh, you got more?
Speaking of, are we gonna do Brewers Cubs?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to jump into
so
here.
Speaking of that,
I didn't series up tonight
because that's not my responsibility. But did you see the memes I'm making about you with your W shirt?
No, I didn't.
Well, just wait till you come across them on Twitter.
How you not going to tag me? What kind of bitch shit is that? That's some coward shit.
That is someone else's responsibility. I don't even care to do it today.
Is it on Twitter? Is that where you're?
You look for it.
Of course I'm going to look for it now that you said it. Of course I'm going to look for it.
What I made about
but why wouldn't you tag me? Why? What's the word for that? Damn, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know. But like, I think it's funnier for you to find out without me tagging you.
When you have literally just one onion ring in your large fries from Burger King. I like that actually. I like when they give you the one onion.
Yeah,
ring. It's a nice little treat.
I know, but it's only one.
By the way, Drew's talking about this. I don't know if people can see that on the old camera there. Yeah, they can read it. Whatever. They get the idea. That's
That's
me
a good
at the.
template. I'm gonna have fun
That's
with
me.
that one for a
I
couple
tweeted
days.
tweeted out that picture at Ramie is tweeting. I was at the game tonight. I'm a Cubs fan, in case you didn't know, and I saw my team win. And Drew, honestly, like more than like I'm not a shit talker. You've gone to Cubs-Brewers games with me. I'm not there to pick a fight or start an argument with Brewers fans. It's not my vibe. But like more than like being excited or celebrating or talking shit in any way, shape, or form, I was just relieved. Man, this Cubs team has been struggling bad. They had lost 5 straight coming in, 8 of their last 10, 10 of their last 13. They haven't scored more than 4 runs in about 10 games. Their bullpen is shit. They were supposed to be a very good defensive baseball team. They have not been that. They can't score runs. I was just relieved that they ended the win streak. I was on the score in Chicago yesterday, and I was saying, like this series has a big feel. It feels big to me, and probably bigger for the Cubs than it is the Brewers, because I don't want to leave Milwaukee with an 8-game losing streak and 7.5 games back, and getting swept 4 games in Craig Counsell's return to Milwaukee. Like that would have been a big hole to climb out of. It's still early in the season, and they could have done it, but that's a big hole to climb out of. I'm glad they avoided the sweep and ended the losing streak. My major feeling coming off this one from the Cubs side of things, and you can tell us from the Brewers side of things, was just relief that they were able to pull this thing out in extra innings. I think 6-3 was the final.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the flip side of it, the Brewers' injuries just keep piling up. Like
both these teams. Yep.
Like when I texted you when the McGill thing was, I mean, they replayed it on Bally a couple times. Man,
they didn't replay it at the field, and I still haven't seen it.
They don't replay. I think that's just standard that they don't replay injuries on the big board. Just in general, I don't think the Brewers have ever really done that. Like I was at the game when Ricky Weeks like tore his ACL, and like they didn't, like no one in the game knew what the hell happened. Like remember he stepped on first base and
yeah
the first, and he like blew his knee out, and like no one knew. And like this was like right when Twitter was like starting up, and like no one knew it. So like as far as I remember, the Brewers just don't play injury replays. But McGill definitely got drilled in the pitching arm. It looked like on TV it was either just below his elbow or hit him directly in the elbow on his pitching arm. But like it's still a live ball, and that's something that kind of bothered me, because you saw third base and first base both be like, who charges in on this ball? And like William Contreras made a move like going to the pitcher's mound, because it was right in front of the pitcher's mound. And Contreras like, I got to cover home because there's a guy on third. And then your runner on third absolutely was like, oh shit, no one's going to get this ball. And he took off. And then that's when chaos ensued.
And no one was covering home either.
Yeah, because like there was just chaos. Like McGill needed to stick with that. Pick the fucking ball up. Like you don't have like just look everyone back, and then be like, "Yo, it hurts. Like you got to get out."
I'm trying to find the highlight right now on the app, on the MLB app.
Getting hit in the arm like that has to be one of the most miserable feelings in the world. Like I'm not, but I'm like, you're still out there to do a job too, and he put 8 other guys in a situation where they didn't know where they were supposed to be. Like
man. Again, I didn't see it. But I think at that point, like it's like adrenaline almost takes over. The way I'm about to watch it. I'm gonna find it right now in a second. I'm about to watch it. But the way that you described him reacting, I feel like it was literally just his adrenaline taking over, and him not even. Like that, dude, that happens, and I can't really blame a guy for that when that happens. That you don't think for a few seconds when you get that adrenaline rush often. So if that's what happened to him, then I mean he's human, dude. Should happen.
But to me, this was very a kid, and this is like one of the few times where I was like very annoyed by something that happened with the Brewers. Actually, another big thing that I can say, because this happened in extra inning, or no, this happened in the 9th for the Brewers. Or when did the Cubs load the bases? Was that the 8th or the 9th? It doesn't. But
it was the 7th inning. when they
how deep we have to play Jackson Chourio, and now this bit us in the Boston series, and this bit us now tonight, where again runs didn't come across tonight, but Chourio, they have to play him so far back, and he refuses to sell out for a ball the way like Frelick and Blake Perkins will. Like he just doesn't. He won't dive for a ball. And like Freddie Peralta even looked at him like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, you got to pop up. Like, what are you doing?
I just watched it, and honestly, I don't know if it was what I just said before, the adrenaline, or it could have been because his body language. I'm trying, I'm reading into his body language. What the fuck do I know? But his body language almost looked like he thought somebody else had grabbed it. Like and it did bounce. It bounced off him and right towards the catcher. Maybe he thought, oh, the catcher is going to grab this, and nobody did. It just sat there, and everybody just. I think everybody was kind of shocked at what just happened because he took a shot, dude, like back off the bat. And so everybody just kind of stood around, and the Cubs didn't. You know what I mean? The Cubs did what you wanted the Brewers to do in that moment, which was be in the moment and take care of business, and then handle whatever needs to be handled when the ump calls the play dead.
Yeah, but that's the thing where it's like if McGill just picks up the ball and just looks all the runners to the bases, the play's done. But it's like so for a player, you have to be composed enough in that moment. Like throw the glove down, call the trainer, call Pat Murphy, call Hook, call everybody, and be like, I can't anymore. And Hobie Milner, he didn't pitch great after all that happened. So who knows? Milner maybe gives up 4 runs. He maybe gives up 3. Who knows? Like it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Cubs put up 5. I don't know what damage you mitigate when the guy you brought in that was warmed up has to go down. And then you have to emergency throw a guy in there. Like I'm not going to really blame anybody for it, but like just in that brief moment, it would have been nice if like McGill would have picked up the ball and just had, I'm going to use the word professionalism to just stick with the fucking play and then be like,
see, I wouldn't, the word you used before, I think is a better word. Composure, a little more composure, if anything.
Yeah. Well, like this kind of goes back to, remember, like this is when we had Sparky on, and I mentioned something about Brooke Lopez, and he talked about how many times Lopez over the entire Bucs season bitched about calls, didn't get his ass back on defense, and then the ball came back to his other end, and he was still complaining about plays. It's just a brain dead play. Like that's all it is. It's unfortunate. Like, and the way that he was shaken up by it and everything, and seemed pretty frustrated. He's going on the IL.
It looked bad. It looked bad. Like you said, and for folks who didn't see it, I saw it live, but I was watching the ball, I was watching the base runners, and then like I said, they didn't replay it in the stadium. So I just watched the replay a few times now while you were talking there. And I can't remember ever seeing a guy just start walking off the field as soon as he got hit by the baseball, and he just headed right for the dugout. So it had to be something, and I don't know what it is. I hope it's not serious, but the way he reacted, it looked like it might be pretty serious.
Well, from what I heard, that the teams that make it the furthest in the playoffs are the teams that are the healthiest. I've heard that from a philosopher.
Yeah.
So the great philosopher Tyrese Halliburton said that last night.
No, he didn't.
He did. He said he learned over this postseason that the team that is usually the healthiest goes the furthest.
I mean, you could hear that and say, "Wow, that's some self-awareness."
Terry, told me that
he understands exactly how they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. That sounds like a guy who knows.
Growth. A Pacers fan did tweet at me and tell me that Bucks fans gave out Tyrese Halliburton's address, and I asked him where I can get that address so I can send him a request to or I'm going to send him a spoon to eat my whole ass because fuck him. So enjoy Cabo, you dipshit loser.
Did you want to move on from the NBA from
No,
the Brewers and get into the NBA
I
playoffs?
actually want your thoughts on. So that is Craig Council's. You want to call it a homecoming because love don't live here no more.
I mean, honestly, and I said this yesterday on the score, dude. I don't give a shit about y'all's jilted ex-lover bullshit act.
Okay,
Like, I don't care. That's between y'all. Like, that's
this
between you and Craig. You know what
this
I mean?
no, this is part of sports. Rivalries are a part of sports. Rivalries make sports fun. Okay. There's a
Sure.
reason why I'm not at your throat and you're not at my throat. You're wearing Cubs shit and I have a Brewers hat on. Dude, we're not at each other's throats because it's like whatever. Council is directly in the middle of it, and then he's kind of being like, I just want everyone to have a good time. Shut the fuck up, Craig. You know why people are mad? Is like you went to the biggest rival. You went to that, and it's like I don't even care about the money. Like I get it. If you like, I don't give a shit. Like yeah, you weren't gonna just not. You weren't gonna be like, well, I'm gonna be done being the Brewers manager and then not take money. Like no, like we knew you were gonna go somewhere, but like acting like, well, I think it's just if everyone has a good time. Shut up. You know what this rivalry is. Like you
I
know
kind of
how we pick at each other. We're like shitty siblings. Like we're gonna, and that's part of the fun of it. And all he did was add a little bit of fuel to something that's fun to meme on. It's something that's fun to be mad. I think honestly, if any Brewer fans are honestly hurt by Craig Counsell, that's sad and pathetic. But it
Oh, they
is
are.
fun
We
to
know
just
one. We know
meme on.
we know one. We know one who's hurt and who won't let it go, and who every other tweet is about it. And it's my good buddy Bart Winkler of Infinity Sports Radio here in weeknights,
You,
9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on 1250 a.m.
no,
The Fan or 670 The Score. But
you
like,
Bart
dude,
is no. I would. I don't even know if Bart would admit this. I think Bart's a lot more like me, where it's so much more fun to meme on it, and it's just so much more fun to just poke at it and troll and
I told
it.
both of you. I told both of you if I was a Brewers fan, I'd be more upset with the Brewers than I would be with Craig Counsell about that whole situation. Not that I wouldn't give Craig Counsell the business and boo him when he comes out, because yeah, he did go to the most hated team and blah blah blah. But from my perspective, and yeah, it is fun to talk shit. I don't hate the Brewers. I got nothing against the Brewers. If the Cubs don't win the division, I want it to be the Brewers, and it probably will be one of those two teams this year, the way that things are playing out. But even if I did hate the Brewers, the whole Craig Counsell thing doesn't involve me. Like he's our new manager. That's my relationship to Craig Counsell. He's the new manager of the baseball team that I root for. His jilted ex that doesn't want to let it go is none of my business. That's between y'all. That's between you and Craig. And if you want to make him the bad guy in this whole thing and boo him and spray paint signs that have his name on it and act like he didn't do anything for this organization, go right ahead, dude. I don't think it's a great look, but again, it's not my business. That's between y'all. That's you and your ex, and you guys handle that. All I care about is how does he manage my baseball team.
Well, yeah, and I mean, but like that's the same thing with like, do you think Yankees fans were like, I know we got Johnny Damon. Sorry, Reds. Oh, and he cut his hair. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, do you think Yankees fans were like, oh, let's just go play baseball, guys? Come on, it's just baseball. But no, Red Sox fans like, you went to the one team that we don't want to. There were 29 other teams, and it's like, no, it's like that. There is something to it where they go to your biggest rival, and like you trade like.
Sure. If you, as the kids say, fumble a baddie, if you fumble a baddie, Drew, and that baddie gets to go out there and decide who their next partner is going to be. You fumbling them is where this whole thing went wrong. If you didn't want him to end up in the Cubs lap, then you should have taken better care of him when you could have and kept him. But they didn't. He should have never tested free waters. If you liked him that much and it was going to hurt this bad, you should have never let him test free waters. That's on you. The Milwaukee Brewers, not you. That's on the Milwaukee Brewers, man. That's on Mark Attanasio. Craig Counsell didn't want to go anywhere, but he also wanted to be treated like one of the best managers in the game. And the Cubs were willing to do that. And the Brewers weren't. And y'all fumbled the batting.
Sure. I mean, it's a better situation, honestly. If I'm going to be 100% honest, it's better than what is going on in the NBA, where coaches are just fired left and right for like nothing.
True.
And I'm not a Bud stan. I think it was Bud's time to go. If Kevin Durant had a size smaller of shoe, a half a size smaller shoe, Bud was fired in 2021. But like you got like JB Bickerstaff right now that just got fired.
That's
the
crazy.
Cavaliers were hurt. They fired him. That was nuts. So it's like, that's the thing where it's like, he was fired. He wasn't a GM. So if like JB Bickerstaff, I don't know, who would be the fucking Cavaliers' biggest rival? Fucking whatever, the Knicks. He goes to the Knicks. That would be crazy. Like if Tibbs, got fired too or something, that would be crazy. Like, yeah, it's like, I could understand being fired and being slighted and be like, well, I'm going to go to your... If the Brewers fired him after but he was a free agent manager, his contract was up. I get it. And it's like all this, but it's also his persona of, I'm a Milwaukee boy through and through. And it's like, and then you went to the Cubs. Like,
but he is like, and that's, and that y'all keep getting upset that he's a human. You know what I mean? That yes, he went and took a job somewhere else, but his hometown is still his hometown, and he still owns a house there, and he still goes and lives in that house when the Cubs have home series.
There are people.
He goes to Bucks games because he's a Milwaukeean and a Bucks fan. Why are you upset that this dude's a person?
There are people who are technically people who have to register to be on certain websites and have to introduce themselves to their neighbors. Do you think people want them in their community? No.
It's not the same thing.
I don't want the playgrounds in Milwaukee, I'll tell you that. I don't. Sorry.
That's your prerogative, sure.
Well, and that's fine. And it's like, there are people who can fuck up bad enough that they don't deserve to be a part of our community or be in our good graces. Some of them are, they commit heinous crimes, and some of them go and they work for the Chicago Cubs and be like, but like, I can still come to a Bucks game. Yeah, you can go to every Bucks game in June this year, Craig. Go sit at the Fiserv Forum. Go pop your own fucking popcorn too.
He will be.
Go get Tyrese Halliburton and go eat my ass. Tyrese Halliburton's from here. You think he's part of our community?
No, but Tyrese Halliburton doesn't have the legacy in Milwaukee and Wisconsin that Craig Counsell has. And mark my words. Mark my words. I don't know if we'll still be doing this podcast. God willing, we will be. Once his tenure with the Cubs is gone, and there's a little distance put between between that and him, and he's retired or he's doing whatever he's doing after he's the manager of the Cubs, y'all will welcome him back, and y'all will give him a standing ovation, and he'll probably have, I don't know, he probably blew the statue, some kind of plaque, some kind of day, you know what I mean? And he'll deserve it, and he'll deserve it. And if you don't believe me, I got two words for you: Brett Favre.
Yeah, well, Brett Favre also won us a championship.
True.
So
could be wrong. I do see it happening.
Also set NFL records. Like, Craig Counsell doesn't have a record in a Brewers uniform. He has 2 World Series rings, but they're not with us.
Craig Counsell is the best manager in Brewers history.
Sure, that's great. Well, he has just as many rings as all the other ones.
He had as big a hand in bringing this team out of the Stone Age as anyone else. Him along with David Stearns.
No, because you could even still go with Doug Melvin and Mark Attanasio for all that. Like, remember what was it? What was the guy's name that was there before Doug Melvin that basically drafted that entire team? Dude went to the Mariners. Fuck, my dad would know. Was
Was it Gord Ash?
No, Gord Ash was Doug Melvin's successor or his assistant. Shit.
No, you're right. I'm drawing the same blank now too. He was just on his way out when I came to Milwaukee and started working at the Fan, and I can't think of his name right
But yeah,
now.
he was the one. It seems like it's like a super easy name too to remember. Fuck.
I'll find it.
But yeah, like he was the one that drafted like Weeks, Hardy, Hart, Fielder. I think he drafted Braun, Gallardo. Like the Brewers were in it. Like the biggest thing the Brewers did was like when they made the blockbuster trade for Sabathia. That was kind of getting the Brewers out of the same routine of Brewers baseball shit to actually be like, oh, we're gonna actually go for this. And
Dean Taylor. It was Dean Taylor. Oh no, I'm sorry, Sal Bando. Dean Taylor was between Sal Bando and Doug Melvin. Those were the two GMs that preceded Doug Melvin. It was Sal Bando and Dean Taylor.
Maybe it was the head of scouting under Doug Melvin. Looking for the head of like scouting under Doug Melvin. Because that maybe that.
But regardless, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think. But to me, and not to downplay that era of Brewers baseball, but it was very good. But the way that they were set up, and I would even say, especially after the CC Sabathia trade, in giving up prospects for a guy that you had for one playoff run. And I'm not saying wrong move by any means. That's what you do when you're in that position. But it wasn't built to last at that point. What they have now, and it annoys a lot of Brewers fans, the way that they do things now. But what they have now is seemingly a system. And I talked about this yesterday on the score.
Yes.
I was given the Brewers props. Organizationally, they seem to have a way of doing things that they can keep churning this thing. And even if the roster changes, and even if the manager changes, even if the general manager and president of baseball operations changes, that they can keep this thing going. And they just kind of have a system and a plan in place that works, and it's sustainable, and you're going to be a contender and a team that's in the playoff hunt more years than not. I don't think Doug Melvin, all due respect to Doug Melvin, I love Doug Melvin. I had a lot of great conversations about baseball with Doug Melvin, and I think he was a very good GM. But I don't think that Doug Melvin necessarily set them up for this. I think what they have now started with David Stearns and Craig Counsell and Matt Arnold. And yeah, you do have to give credit to Attanasio for hiring all those guys.
Yeah. The name I was thinking of was Jack Zarenznik or something like that.
No, that's right. Zarenznik. That's right. You got it.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the one that I think he ended up being of the Mariners or something like that. But yeah, no, like that was the guy who drafted all these. But yeah, I get it that like the Brewers culture changed under Craig Counsell. It's just like I said, I'm more on the camp of I like joking about it, memeing about it, whatever.
Sure.
Like I don't expect Craig Counsell to lay awake in bed being like, what did Drew have to say about me tonight? It's like, who cares? It's just like, it's the same thing as, well, I got a Pacers fan skin yesterday because I started just tweeting pictures of the 2021 Hawks and putting on the face, McConnell and DeAndre.
I did take quite a bit of joy. At first, I was like, man, I hate both these teams. I don't want to see the Pacers or the Celtics win. But then it dawned on me, like, there's a good chance I might get to watch both of them lose. Which, if you think about it, Drew, all my favorite teams to watch lose have gotten it so far this year in the playoffs. It was the Sixers in the first round, the Knicks in the second round, the Pacers in the conference finals, and if the Celtics go down in the finals, I'll get to see that's the big four of teams and cities that I like to watch lose. Huh?
The Heat went down also in the first round.
The Heat went down in the first. Like this is a good year for being a hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we were also on Did I told you what I did today at the gym where I just fucking hoed that guy real bad, right? Like that was I told a couple people about that.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you were able to tell that story.
Do you want me
He
to
was wearing
tell
a Devin Booker jersey, so he deserved it. You're right. He
Dude,
deserved it.
okay, no. It wasn't that he was wearing a Devin Booker jersey. He was wearing the entire kit. Like he had the purple jersey, the matching shorts. He had the D Book shoes on, and I one-on-one him, and I buried. I mean, dude, I beat him by like 8. Like
Nice.
11. I beat him by 8.
Representing the pod. There we go. And we
Oh,
don't lose. We don't lose on the Ramie and Drew pod. All right.
no, I lose a lot. I lost all 5 games.
Dude, why are you ruining the thing?
Because
you don't fucking lose.
I'm man enough to admit when I fucking lose games. But I was like, I'm not losing to a guy in Devin Booker the entire thing. And
did he have on like the same? Did he have on the same like knee sleeves and arm sleeves that and wristbands that Devin Booker wears, or no?
Oh, no. Okay. I was wearing.
Did he have like the same haircut? Did he have the same haircut and beard? Was he really trying to pull off the Devin Booker look-alike thing?
White. He was also a white guy, so like let's just get it out of the way too. He wasn't also wearing mascara like Devin Booker, and I don't think that he really watches Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I don't think Devin Booker wears mascara. I've heard this accusation. Some of us just have great eyelashes.
You've heard it from me.
Some of us just have great eyelashes. All right. Don't hate because you don't. You know what I mean?
What did you hear me say just now? You said some of us have great. What did you hear? What did you think I said?
You said Devin Booker uses mascara. And I'm telling you, some of us just have great eyelashes and we don't need mascara, is what I'm telling you, Drew.
So for all the people watching, this is what I did to this guy. I got it to game point, right? And I hunted. I straight up hunted just an isolation face-up jumper 17 feet away on the right wing. I hit him with the Chris Middleton icing it for the 2021 finals, dude. That I hunted it. I got the shot. It went over him. I iced it. It was.
Did you scream subscribe to the pod after you hit the shot?
No, I said July.
Son of a bitch.
21. That's all I said.
You keep dropping the ball, dude.
I told Gary that like when I rolled my ankle, he was like, "How'd you roll your ankle?" I'm like, "Do you subscribe to my podcast?" Because
subscribe to the pod. Yeah, I can't answer your questions if you don't. By the way, you should subscribe, follow, rate, review, like, tell a friend. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple, except for the last few episodes, because man, fuck Apple. But we'll get. There's no need to get into that right now. I did want to wrap this up soon, Drew, because it's late and I had a long day. I spent 4 hours at the Milwaukee tow lot because the Kia boys got me, but I got them back. My car is back, Drew, and I think it's fixable. Did I tell you? My car was found?
No. Well, you told me it was found, and you told me that you were at the tow lot, and then you said that like depending on how your car's condition is.
So they fucked up the whole steering column and ignition. So I had to have it towed. And then the tow guy pulls up. He already has my car on the flatbed, and he goes, "You can start that, right?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I tried and I couldn't." And he was like, "Oh, I know how to. My shit's already on your tow bed, dude. Why are you telling me this now?" But I didn't even want to. The car was filthy inside. It's going to need to be fixed anyways. So I had it towed to a shop. To be fixed, but
it's not totaled out. Like
no, I talked to a mechanic, and he said that they can fix this if it's the usual thing that they come across in these situations. But man, is there a more miserable fucking place than a tow lot? Like nobody wants to be there. The people who are there are either there because their car got towed or stolen. The people who work there, their lives have gone really wrong and they don't want to be there either. It's just, and it smells like BO in that place constantly. I think they hire a baby to cry in the tow lot because there was a baby there. There were different babies. They were taking shifts. There were babies crying the entire time.
A junkyard baby.
In the tow lot.
They got junkyard babies.
Dude. Dude, I went to the bathroom. I go to wash my hands. There's no soap in the soap dispenser. I walk out of the bathroom. There's a hand sanitizer thing hanging on the wall. I wave my hand under it. There's no hand sanitizer in there. There's a big bottle of hand sanitizer. There's a big bottle of hand sanitizer with a pump thing on the top. I pump it. There's no hand sanitizer. There's nothing good about the Milwaukee tow lot. Nothing at all. It's hell. It's what I imagine hell is.
No, so it's like a Subway basically.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
Not like a train. I'm talking about like a Subway sandwich place.
Yeah, the Subway sandwich place for sure.
Yeah.
No, that
Subway is actually the saddest place on earth to me because if
I
you
don't
ever
think so, dude.
I've walked into a Subway a couple different times, and there's been somebody just eating a Subway salad by themselves, and that really makes me. That just makes me welcome China. I'm like,
if you're eating lunch at Subway by yourself, just have the sandwich. You know, who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to stay fit for? You know,
that's like the other person where it's like if you go to like Kohl's and they're just like checking out and they only have like a pack of underwear, you're like, oh man.
Wait, I've done that. What do you mean?
You've bought just underwear?
Sometimes I need just undies, dog. Yeah.
Do you know how insane you look? You look like you're not wearing underwear when you buy.
I'm a dude. I walk in the store for what I need. I find it. I grab it. I walk to the register and I check out and I leave. I don't browse and look for other things.
You made a trip for just underwear?
Yeah, I was like, I need some underwear. I think I did it at Target actually, not even Kohl's. I think the last time I bought some underwear was at the Target. Not good underwear, by the way. If the waistband rolls, they ride up. It's not a good deal. But bottom line is,
my girlfriend almost made me buy underwear yesterday for Memorial Day sales at John Creek because she wanted me to try on like a pair of pants she thought I'd look good in, and I said I couldn't because I wasn't wearing underwear.
Were you really? Were you really not wearing underwear?
I wore basketball shorts and sweatpants over them. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm just kind of.
Oh, Jesus, dude. So you were commando.
Yeah, it was sick. It was Free Ball Fridays on a Monday. Happy holidays, everybody.
I can't do it. I need support. You know what I mean? I need as Kramer once said on Seinfeld, my guys need a house.
Yeah. So I've gone down like 2 pant sizes since I've been going back to the gym. So nice. I kind of had to compensate, but like there was I got like a pair of like it was like 36 waist, and I could literally fist in this way, and like I still wasn't touching. I was like, damn, dude, I went down quite a few, and that was with basketball shorts underneath. They're Under Armour basketball shorts. They were thin, like they're not super thick.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I can't do it. I don't like the feeling.
My girlfriend was like, she's like, you're gonna buy fucking underwear here, and you're gonna put on. I'm like, I am not buying underwear to go try on more clothes. I had to have.
You wouldn't do it. You weren't doing it.
I had to have that conversation in the Adidas store. I was overstimulated as is. You know how I love Adidas.
I do. Yeah. Why did it make? Honestly, what she's saying makes sense to me. Because you can't try on you can't try on clothes with no underwear on, and you can't try on clothes over basketball shorts. So you should be wearing underwear if you know you're going to buy clothes.
I didn't know I was going to buy clothes, Ramie. I knew that I was going to buy basketball shoes because it was 50%.
Oh, okay.
At the outlet store. I was on a mission to find more Adidas basketball shoes that I can wear to the gym. I broke in the blue pair today. Tomorrow I'm doing the black.
Enough about you. Can we just real quick talk about this Wolves Mavs series that was extended tonight? Our Wolves. That's me, you, and our friend Phil Mackey and everybody at Score North and up in Minneapolis. Our Wolves stay alive with the win in Dallas tonight. That series now 3-1. Was that like, okay, cool, good job, you didn't get swept, or do you think that this thing is not over, Drew?
I think it's a little bit of both. Because coming back from 3-0 is pretty daunting. I don't like the discourse around Rudy Gobert. I think that's ridiculous where people are talking about him just getting cooked by Luka. It's like Luka's really fucking good. I don't know if you heard of him. But like they're making they're making Rudy Gobert the scapegoat for why the Wolves have lost all these games. The first 2 games of the series, Anthony Edwards didn't shoot very well, and Cat has been terrible from 3. And but like at this point in the season, Ant's never made it this far, Cat's never made it this far. They're going to keep doing what got them as far as they've gotten. Like, you can't tell these guys, okay, for these next 3 games, completely change the way you played all season long. Like, Cat had one of the best 3-point shooting seasons for a big man in NBA history this season. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. I know Kendrick Perkins' fat ass went back on that. He was like, that was a mistake for me to vote for him. Why? This isn't a postseason award. Rudy Gobert was really good in the regular season.
And also, man, and we talked with Phil Mackey of Score North about this. When he's getting cooked by the best players in the world. Like he was sticking Nikola Jokic, and the dude just does what he does, which is like reach his arms back like this and somehow get the ball up in the air and it goes through the basket. That's why he's a 3-time MVP. Luka Doncic is a future MVP. Like, he's going to win at least one of those things, and he might carry his team to a championship this year. Like, Rudy Gobert is not getting cooked by I don't know, name a scrub. He's getting cooked by the best players in the world.
Obi Toppin, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal
Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, he's not getting cooked by any of that. And also, the Mavericks have done a really good job of getting switches where they get more agile players to be on, to be against Rudy. So Rudy gets pulled up to the perimeter. He gets pulled far away from the basket where he's the most effective. Nobody else, none of their perimeter players can, shove guys towards him. Nobody can help. He can't go back in a drop or anything like that. Like, they suck him forward and they force him into an ISO situation. And it's hard. Like, playing defense in the NBA is hard enough as is with how skilled these players are. And then Rudy's he's a big lumbering oaf, kind of, like, not in like a bad way. He's a big dude. It's the same thing with like Brooke Lopez. So it's like, smaller guys that are quicker, that have better handles and stuff off the dribble, they're gonna get by them, or they're gonna get around them, or they're gonna be able to step back on him. Like, it happens, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Rudy's getting unfairly kind of crucified for this series when the Mavericks are just a really good fucking team.
That's what it is. And I thought the Wolves were going to win this series. I don't think they can come back down from down 3-0, but cool to see him show some life. And maybe they make it interesting. Maybe they push it to 6 or maybe even 7. But I can't see Luka and Kyrie dropping 4 in a row and not winning this series. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mavs and Celtics, but we'll talk about that matchup when it's official. Dude. And that is the matchup. And by the way, the NBA Finals don't start until June 6th. No matter when these Western Conference Finals start, the NBA Finals don't start until June 6th, which is ridiculous. So I really hope the Wolves can extend this thing just to give us some basketball between now and 10 days from now.
Well, you can watch the WNBA.
Not my jam. If it is yours,
I
got no problem with it.
Nobody jams. It's mostly layups.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. No,
well played, though. Well played.
Reese almost got her head taken off 2 plays in a row the other night. Like, she was getting a horse collared and shit. Like,
she has a target on her back, man.
Her and Caitlin Clark, are the veterans in the WNBA, are they that mad at this wave of like that could potentially get everybody paid? They're like, no, we don't want them to because they're not veteran. It's like, yeah, let's just paralyze Angel Reese. Let's just do that.
I think that happens.
Let's just paralyze her, and then that way nobody watches our fucking games anymore, and then we can sit there and say, bitch.
I think that happens in every sport, though. I mean, these are competitors, and they hear and they see the hype around these girls that are coming into the league, and also now again, I don't watch the WNBA. I don't know a lot about it, but more than just these being, the new top prospects in this league, it really feels like there's a changing of the guard in women's basketball in terms of who are the big names, who are the faces, And I mean that's
Who
going to
were the
bring
big
out.
names?
I don't know. I don't watch, but I do know Angel Reese and I do know Caitlin Clark, and Cameron Brink and some of these girls that came in with this draft class and the last couple of draft classes. And again, that will bring out the most competitive side of the people that they're facing, especially the veterans who are like, oh, you're the new hot thing. Let me show you how it goes around.
Well, they got
And
like
again,
a
that's just me applying my knowledge of the sports I do watch and do know about and transferring it to the WNBA. I don't know the league.
well, they got a. I mean, they got a. That'd be like, dude. That would be like if what's his face? If Jackson Holiday came up in baseball and you threw at his head right away. Oh, welcome to the league, rookie.
Sure.
No, it's like
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
pretty dumb.
all. Like, come on. Like, there's a difference. Like, you're allowed to body them. You're allowed to, it's like whatever. Like, you play D on them. You don't let them.
I think that stuff
Don't give
used
them.
to happen. I
But like,
think that
dude,
stuff used to
hard
happen.
fouls. Come on, did Victor Wembanyama get hard fouled the way were people horse collaring the 7'4" unicorn from France? No,
Well, he couldn't reach his
no,
neck.
nobody. Yeah, I know nobody could reach his neck. No, but nobody does that shit to top 10 prospects in the NBA or the next guy. Nobody did that shit to LeBron. Nobody was hard.
No, but like I said, I think that this is a like a set, to use a big word. This is like a seminal moment in the WNBA and women's basketball in terms of this draft class and the high profile of these girls that are coming into the WNBA right now. And the old guard is looking at the new guard, and they don't want to give it up so easily or
But they
so
want so
quick.
much. They want to be paid like the men. They want to be paid like the men so badly, but then the women that are actually going to push the sport into the spotlight, they're like, let's just hurt them. Let's just horse collar. Let's throw them to the deck. Oh, so
I
what?
get what
So people tune into ESPN. Oh, Angel Reese just broke her leg because some big chick just fucking knocked her ass down. She landed one, and now I got to watch these dumb bitches fucking this underhand layups. Kiss my.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but that I get what you're saying, but
Then hurt them. No, then hurt them. That's my
that
thing.
big picture thinking doesn't factor into how you compete when you get on the court. You don't get on the court and go, "Oh, she's the golden child. I better not play her any harder than I would anybody else."
You don't need to
No,
go.
you see them and you go, "Oh, you're the new sheriff in town. Well, let's see about that." That's natural. That's normal.
So you flagrantly.
No, I understand. There are lines that get crossed, sure. But I'm just saying like that's what is being brought out of these women in the WNBA, and that happens in any sport across the board, male or female.
Again, like I said, Jackson Holiday, why didn't anybody buzz him the second he came out? Oh, you're the number one prospect in baseball, kid? Well, let's give you some chin music. No, that's not how you do it. You give them your best stuff. You don't let them get any.
I'm not saying lines aren't crossed. Lines are crossed, but I'm just saying that
okay, Caleb Williams.
I'm talking about the thinking behind it, or the compulsion, or the rationale, the motive behind it.
First play of the game, Caleb Williams. Hey, man, that's the guy that's going to bring the Bears success and everything like that. First play of the game, someone helmet to helmet, just dive right at him.
That would be bullshit. That would be bullshit. I'd be upset.
By
the way,
right in his head.
You said earlier.
Stand up. Welcome.
I don't want you.
Cook.
I don't want you to. I'm not defending that. I don't know. I don't want you to leave the show feeling too good. You said earlier that someone in the gym told you that you look young for 34. Huh?
That was sick. That was fire.
What did you say?
That was fire that I got 10 years shaved off.
What? Well, our buddy Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, catch him weekdays 2 to 5 on 12:50 a.m. The Fan, Wisconsin Sports Daily. He says, "Wow, I thought Drew was 45 or so. Ha ha ha." So
sick.
10 years younger, 10 years older. So it all balances out.
Yeah, dude, I try to wear jerseys so I look younger, dude. Like, come on.
I think you look your age. What?
I said my girlfriend just called. Now we got to wrap this up.
Okay, let's wrap it up. I think you do look your age, though. That's Drew Flaggy. I'm Ramie Makloff. This is Ramie and Drew, episode 56. This has been a good one. We learned a lot about Drew today, also about the Brewers, the NBA Finals, NBA playoffs, etc., etc. If you missed any of it, if you're tuning in live right now and you're like, oh fuck, what happened at the beginning? Follow, like, rate, review, tell a friend on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. We'd greatly appreciate that. Till next time, this is Ramie and Drew. We'll talk to you again soon.